Hi all, welcome back to my channel Q Warrior, and here we only discuss the interview question that is asked in the testing interviews. And if you are new to this channel, so it's very important to subscribe and also press the bell icon to get notification about this channel. And today we are going to see another important topic, and it's very important to watch this video till then. So let's begin. So today's topic is top 30 SQL interview question, and this is the part 1 of the video. So these are the two tables that we'll be using in the entire session. So the first table name is employee details and the second table name is employee salary. So you can see employee details has columns like employee ID, full name, manager ID, date of joining, city, and employee salary has columns like employee ID, project, salary, and variable. Now let's see. So these are the questions which are mostly asked in the interview, in all kind of interviews, like if you are going for database testing, if you are going for manual testing interviews, so they will ask you to write queries, and these 30 queries, if you focus on all these 30 queries, there is, I can guarantee you, not a single interview where you will miss a single question. All the questions comes from these 30 questions, so be very focused in this session. So first question is, write an SQL query to fetch the employee ID and the full name of all the employees working under manager with ID 986. So first thing is that they want two columns, that is employee ID and full name. So we have written select employee ID full name from employee details. We are using the employee details table, and in this table only you will mention the condition where manager ID equal to 986. If you mention the manager ID equal to 986, so all the employees with their employee ID and full name and their details will appear in the search query results. Now let's see the second query. So second query is, write an SQL query to fetch the different projects available from the employee salary table. So in a company, there is a possibility that there will be several projects, and if you want to fetch the different project, or if you say distinct project or unique project name, so what you will do, you will use the word distinct. So select a distinct project from employee salary. So what this query is going to do, this will fetch all the distinct project name from the employee salary table. Okay. So here you have to make a note that if you have to fetch any distinct value, you have to use the term distinct. If you have to fetch any unique value, you have to use distinct. Now third query, write an SQL query to fetch the count of employees working in project P1. So now if you will emphasize here, it is mentioned count of employees. So count of employees we have already seen in our previous videos. So there is a function called count of star. So count of star, it will fetch the count of the condition that you will mention, or of a particular column or the rows. Okay, so count of star counts the number of rows that satisfies a particular condition. So if you will see here, select count of star from employee salary where project equal to P1. So in this way you have to use the count of star to count the number of employees. Now fourth question, write an SQL query to find the maximum, minimum and average of the employees. So you have seen aggregate functions. I have already prepared a video on aggregate function. You can check in the playlist. So if you will use those aggregate function, you can easily find out the max, mean and average from the employee salary. So what you have to do, you have to mention the function name first, and in the bracket you have to mention the column that you want to fetch in your query. So in the query we have mentioned, clearly mentioned, select max of salary, mean of salary and average of salary from employee salary table. Now fifth question, they can ask you a question like, write a SQL query to find the employee ID where employee or salary lies in the range of 9,000 and 15,000. So if you want to find the list of the employees whose salary is between 9,000 and 15,000, So you have to use the term between. Okay. Also, if you look into the query, look into the question very carefully, you will find the employee ID whose salary. So here you have to take two columns. First is employee ID and second is salary. From table name, they have already given employee salary, and you will mention the condition where salary between 9,000 and 15,000. This is your range. You want the salary between 9,000 and 15,000. Now, sixth question. Write a SQL query to fetch those employees who live in Toronto and work under manager with manager ID 321. So in this case, you have to use AND operator, because if you will use, you have seen operators like OR and AND. So why we are using here AND is because we want to satisfy both the condition. The person should stay in the city Toronto, and it should have the manager ID equal to 321. So if you will see here, they want the employee ID, city and manager ID from the employee details table, where city should be Toronto and manager ID should be 321. So this is how you will write the query. Now, seventh question. Write a SQL query to fetch all the employees who either live in California or work under a manager with manager 321. So here, either the employee can stay in California or manager ID can be 321. So in the previous query we have used AND because we wanted both the condition to satisfy in order to fetch the query result. But here we want just to satisfy any of the condition. Either city should be California or manager ID should be 321. So here we have mentioned select employee ID, city, manager ID from employee details, where city equal to California or manager ID equal to 321. Now, eighth query. Write an SQL query to fetch all those employees who work on project other than P1. So you have seen query where we wanted a particular project. We wanted to fetch the details of the employee for a particular project. But here we want that employee not working in P1 project. So what we will do here, we will use here not operator. Okay. So you can see here we have used select employee ID from employee salary where not project equal to P1, or we can use where project, this is the symbol for not equal to P1. Okay, so you can use either of the two ways. Either you can use not project equal to P1, or you can use project not equal to P1. In the ninth query, write an SQL query to display the total salary of each employee, adding the salary with variable value. Okay, so what you will see here, that we want the employee ID and salary plus variable as the total salary from employee salary table. Okay, so the salary will be taken from the salary column and variable will be taken from the variable column, and the sum of salary plus variable will be calculated in a separate column called total salary, and it will be taken from the employee salary table. So very important query it is. Now next query is write an SQL query to fetch the employees whose name begin with any two character followed by a text HN and ending with a sequence of characters. Okay, so what it is saying, that to fetch the employee whose name begin with any two character. Okay, so what you will do, you will take two underscores followed by a text HN and ending with any sequence of character. Okay, so what we have done, we have taken a underscore operator and star, that is called wildcard characters. Okay, so first two characters can be anything, then HN followed by HN and then ending with any sequence of character. So for any sequence of character after HN, what will we use? We will use the ampersand symbol or the wildcard characters. Okay, so this is how you have to write. Select full name from employee details where full name like, yeah, if you are using any wildcard characters, or if you are not sure what is the characters in a particular name, so you can use like operator and then you have to mention the wildcard characters like %, or you can use the underscores to fetch those details. Now question 11. Write a SQL query to fetch all the employee ID which are present in either of the table, employee detail or employee salary. So now you have to fetch all the employee ID. What you will do now? You will use union operator. Okay. If you have to fetch the unique employee ID from both the table, then you have to use unique clause. So now how you will write the unique clause? First you will write the first query, then union, followed by the another query. So select MID from employee details, union select employee ID from employee salary. So this is how you will get the unique employee ID from both the tables. Okay. Now write an SQL query to fetch common records between both the tables. Now if you want to fetch the common records from both the table, so you will be using intersect operator. So for using the intersect operator, you will first write your first SQL query, then you will write intersect operator, then followed by the next SQL query. So we have written here select star from employee salary, intersect operator, followed by select star from manager salary. Okay, so what it will do, it will fetch the details from both the table that is common between both the tables. Okay, now minus operator. When we use minus operator is SQL query to fetch records that are present in one table but not in another table. So if you want to fetch any records that is present in one table but is not present in any other table, so that time you have to use minus operator. You will first write the first SQL query followed by minus and then followed by another SQL query. So here we have written select star from employee salary minus select star from manager salary. Okay, so it will fetch all the records that are present in one table but is not present in the another table. Now question 14. Write a SQL query to fetch the employee ID that are present in both the table, employee details and employee salary. So in that case, you have to first fetch the employee ID from employee details and then you have to search the employee ID from the employee salary. So first what we will do, we will use the nesting here. So what we have done here, first, so we have written here select employee ID from employee table, employee details, where employee ID in. Employee ID in means that we will be taking all the employee ID from this inner query, that is select employee ID from employee salary. So in this way what will happen is that we will fetch the employee ID from the employee details table where employee ID is present in the employee salary table. So this inner query will fetch all the employee ID that is present in the employee salary, and these employee ID we are using in this query, and we are using the filter condition here, that is we are fetching the employee ID from employee details table only of those employee ID which are present in the employee salary. Okay, now write a SQL query to fetch the employee ID that are present in employee detail but not in employee salary. So in that case what you will do, we'll write select employee ID from employee details where employee ID not in, and then we will use our inner query, select employee ID from employee salary. So this query will return us all the employee IDs, and then where condition will filter out those employee ID that is not present in the employee details table, and you will get only the employee details or employee ID of those person who are not present in the employee salary table. So that's all in this video, and we will see most interesting and important topics in the upcoming videos. Please subscribe to my channel, like the videos, and also comment down on the video if you have any query, and thank you for watching.